Louisiana Senator John Kennedy trolled too close to the sun in a hearing about sanctuary cities.
Mr. Bier, you seem to be a very smart guy, and you seem to be a nice enough guy.
Thank you, Senator. You seem smart as well.
Jack.
Don't
That was the chairman, not me.
Don't you think your hyperbolic statements undermine your credibility?
What hyperbolic statement did I make?
On February the 11th, 2026, you posted on Bluesky, quote, my words, or your words, not mine. The Democrats' video telling service members to ignore illegal orders didn't go far enough. They should have also urged them to refuse unethical orders, whether illegal or not. There are many things deemed legal that are still obviously unethical, and everyone should hold themselves to this higher law, end quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe you did. Do you disagree with it? You think people should do unethical things in their capacity?
On December the 31st of 2025, you posted to in front of God.
But wait.
In front of,
do you disagree with what I said?
Let me finish my question.
I'm
You've
sorry.
answered, sir.
Sure.
In front of God and country, you said, quote, they, referring to Republicans, think they can troll their way into us accepting ethnic cleansing, end quote. Your words, not mine. Did I read that correctly?
That was in regard to a Department of Homeland Security post about advocating 100 million deportations. That is what DHS has tweeted from their own account. 100 million deportations would be ethnic cleansing. You would be removing 1/3 of the country. So yes, there are people within the Department of Homeland Security.
And you don't think this is hyperbolic? Give me 30 more seconds.
I think advocating 100 million deportations is
I'm having fun here,
ethnic
Mr. Chairman.
cleansing.
On February 5th, you quoted you said the following on Bluesky.
Your time's up.
These are all good, but there's no enforcement mechanism. I'm sorry. Let me try a better one. On March 2nd, you said, quote, if you rule against Trump's population purge agenda, no hyperbole there, the nativists will name you, threaten you, and come after you. These judges are much braver than the ICE agents who hide behind masks while violating the Constitution.
They are much braver. They put their names on their rulings, and they stand behind their constitutional rulings. When I talk about population purge, I'm talking about the fact that they're trying to deport U.S.-born citizens, people born here. They are trying to deport them as well. So it's not a mass deportation agenda. It is also an agenda intended to reduce the population of the United States, including U.S.-born people.
Thank you.
These are not hyperbolic statements. I appreciate you reading my account. I appreciate
Here's
your
the good
research.
neat.
What planet did you just... Wait a minute, Mr. Chairman. What planet did you just parachute in from?
No. Hey, guys.
You trigger my gag reflex, Mr. Bier.
So we got a process here, and it's good to know you don't have an agenda. Senator King.
For half a century, the Cato Institute's research has shown that people, whatever their ancestry, background, or birthplace, can thrive in a free society. Immigrants come to work for us and with us to make our lives better. They work at higher rates and are nearly twice as likely to start businesses here. Immigrants have reduced government deficits by $14.5 trillion over the last 30 years. And yet, Congress has not updated the legal immigration system during that entire time. So just 3% of all legal immigrant applicants were approved in 2024. Rather than fix this broken system, the new administration banned half of all the legal immigrants who had made it to the end of that process, including spouses and children of U.S. citizens. The fallout from this flawed system is left to our cities to manage. In many areas, 1 in 5 residents lives with someone here illegally. Mass deportation is not an option for these places. It is an attack on them. It is taking Americans away from their spouses, parents, pastors, parishioners, employees, employers, customers, and friends. It's not us Americans versus them immigrants. Cities know immigrants are part of us. They also know that immigrants are here to build, not destroy. A mountain, literally a mountain of research proves that immigrants and reasonable limits on participation with ICE do not increase crime rates. Immigrants, even illegal immigrants, are half as likely to be incarcerated for crimes in the United States. According to DHS, only about 3% of illegal immigrants have any criminal convictions. Immigrants reduce crime rates, which means you're less likely to be a victim of a crime. Let me be clear. When a non-citizen does victimize someone, they should be convicted, imprisoned, and deported. But it is DHS that has ignored this formula. Just 28% of the people detained by ICE right now were convicted of any crime at all. This is no surprise. DHS has abandoned its public safety mission. It has stripped millions of vetted immigrants of their legal status just so that it could deport them. Instead of protecting us, DHS violates the Constitution. Its masked agents invade our homes without warrants. They detain without evidence, and they deport without due process. They intimidate, beat, and even kill Americans who protest. They arrest legal immigrants for writing opinion articles. They lie to the courts, and then they ignore them. With all this unconstitutional mayhem, Congress should not itself violate the Constitution by threatening local law enforcement, not for interfering with ICE, but rather for following their own local laws that they swore an oath to uphold. Under our system of federalism and the Constitution, Congress can't force cities to do its bidding, whether on immigration, guns, or the environment. If Congress wants cities to help DHS, it'll need those cities to trust DHS. But to get trust, you need to be trustworthy. And this DHS is not. Consider this, before this administration, non-citizens were more likely to report serious crimes to the police than the US-born population. Now, DHS is arresting immigrant crime victims. For example, in Iowa, a shooting victim who helped bring to justice violent robbers was arrested by ICE before he had even healed. But since he had a pending charge for an unpaid traffic ticket, ICE considers him a criminal. This has caused filings for U visas for crime victims working with police to drop by 63%. This is not making Americans safer. Congress must require DHS to focus on real threats, and it must empower Americans to sue federal agents for violating the Constitution. We need accountability and constitutionality to restore trust. Thank you.
The Cato Institute isn't exactly a bastion of leftist thought, so John Kennedy completely falling apart when confronted with the research just shows how insane and irrational the Trump administration's immigration policy truly is. The Koch-funded and founded Cato Institute found that since 1994, when their records actually began, immigrants have reduced the US budget deficit by $14.5 trillion and have had a net positive economic impact every single year. Immigrants also commit fewer crimes than US-born citizens, meaning mass deportations are completely counterproductive to a thriving and unsafe America. You can't argue with the numbers, so Republicans are desperate to cling to the white supremacist fear-mongering of people like Stephen Miller and Donald Trump. Thankfully, it seems like the public understands just how destructive, chaotic, and cruel our current immigration policy actually is.
Hey, guys.
You trigger my gag reflex.
So